And it's bug incinerating time. Now, as I said before the little break, this guy here uses Metapod and Croconaw. I'm not kidding, I think they do have Tackle and Poison Sting though, so it's not quite as bad, but still, it's a second gym, and Butterfree and Beedrill have base stat totals under 400, and I think that would be easily manageable even at this stage in the game. By the way, just as a side note, I hate bugs in real life. I really do. So, first out of the gate is Metapod, a level 14 Metapod on top of that. You know, for such an expert on bugs, I would think that an expert like him would be able to get the damn Butterfree out of its cocoon before level 14. And oh, Scyther is second, so I guess Croconaw's going to have to wait until last, but the same thing applies. How come it's not a Beedrill yet? That's just another reason that the high levels on top of the stat totals being manageable. Fury Cutter with only 10 power, it's not very frightening now, is it? It's basically the same thing as Rollout, except with 1/3 the power. Rollout sucks! Now, what do you think that makes Fury Cutter? A timely level up just before the big battle against Silver? Well, that is most certainly nice. So here comes Croconaw. By the way, I can't wait to hear that music in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That tune rocks! And if they don't butcher the music like they did in Fire Red and Leaf Green, this should be an epic soundtrack. So, Gym Leader number 2 down, only 6 more to go, or 14 depending on your point of view. So I'm going to get the second badge, and I think the TM he gives me is a Fury Cutter TM. And yeah, I just said it, but I'm gonna repeat it again just to make sure everyone understood well. It's the same thing as Rollout, but it's 10 power instead of 30. What the hell were they thinking? Did they think bug Pokemon were too powerful, so they nerfed Fury Cutter? A little suggestion for the next generation: make Fury Cutter a clone of Rollout, complete with power, accuracy, everything. Maybe it's gonna suck a little less then. And I also got permission to use the Cut HM outside of battle, but there's just one problem. I don't have the Cut HM, so I'm gonna have to head into Ilex Forest in order to get it. And of course, Silver blocks the path to Ilex Forest, but he only appears once I beat the Slowpoke well. So if I tried to head into the Ilex Forest and passed it into Goldenrod, I couldn't do it because there's a cuttable tree blocking the way just south of the Celebi Shrine. So here comes Silver, the last big battle before I get Alakazam and all my type coverage woes vanish. And as I've said before, Silver has quite an interest in Team Rocket, which used to be directed by his father, but then again, if you listen to the LP in its entirety, you already know that. So now it's time for the battle to begin, and does he lead with the Zubat or Ghastly? I don't remember, but neither one should be that much of a problem. Yeah, it's Ghastly, and it's a measly level 12. I should be able to manage. After all, I have a level 23 Quilava. I didn't expect it to be quite that high when I reached this battle, but I'm not gonna complain. Especially since I picked up Quick Attack as an upgrade to Tackle, and Croconaw's next. So now is the time to see if Bellsprout's training is worth something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to spam Flash until it dies. Leer! Well, that's a free turn for Flash, and it connects. Remember, it only has 70 accuracy in the first 3 generations. Scratch should survive that. No! It doesn't even survive! Well, that means that training was completely and utterly pointless! Well, except for that graffiti thing, which it turns out I didn't invent at all. There were tons of them before I made mine. Okay, so Croconaw's asleep, it's excellent. Now, phase 3 of my plan, Curse. I can't believe I'm using this move, but it's probably my best hope of doing considerable amounts of damage over a few turns. Now I'm going to switch to Quilava and hopefully at least nail one attack before I have to go into recovery land, because the thing is, if its max HP isn't a multiple of 4, then it's going to take 5 turns instead of 4 to take it down with Curse. And looking at that HP bar, it is not a multiple of 4. So I nailed a quick attack, and it's still asleep! Wow! I am going to be winning this fight without even taking any damage. Well, except for my Bellsprout getting annihilated, but that doesn't count, it's just an HM slave. So here comes Zubat, and this one should be easy, even though I think it's level 14, since the Ghastly was the one that was level 12. Yeah, it's a level 14 Zubat, and am I going to be able to take it out in one shot? Yep, but because it was a critical, because I doubt I would have done it otherwise. So, both times I needed Hypnosis to come through for me. That is Faulkner's Pidgeotto and Silver's Croconaw just now. I nailed it on the first try, and the opponent stayed asleep throughout the entire thrashing I gave them. Which, well, especially the Ghastly, that one was long. It was asleep after... It didn't wake up instantly after I put it to sleep. It slept through the Curse turn, it slept through the Switch turn, and it slept through the few quick attacks that I gave it. How many turns does that make? 4 or 5 maybe? That was a very, very long snooze cruise. Anyway, it's gonna be time for a little healing. Not that Quilava took much punishment, but I just don't like having dead Pokemon in my party if I can avoid it, so I'm just going to revive that Bellsprout just as a way to say thank you for, you know, taking the bullet, but I really wanted it to be able to survive a scratch. I thought at level 9 it would be okay to survive it with a few HP left, but no! 30 damage! All 30 HP were gone after one scratch. But it's time to head into the Ilex Forest, which is this generation's mandatory forest dungeon. Early in the game we had Viridian Forest, now we have the Ilex Forest, and later in the series we have Petalburg Woods, and we also have Eterna Forest. Now the other 3 all have tall grass to mark where wild Pokemon can be, but not this one. It's one of those dungeons where you can encounter a random battle absolutely anywhere, just like that. So you can look at just the map and say, no random battles, no trainers, what's the point? Well, that is wrong. There are random battles in this place. And by the way, you may have noticed that it sort of looks like it's night, but it's not. We're still early in the morning. It's just that Ilex Forest is permanently dark because of the huge trees that block the sunlight. Oh yeah, I remember what I gotta do now. You know the guy is far-fetched that we met in Azalea Town earlier on? Well, he's apparently run away, and apparently he's also used as an HM slave. Now, I guess those guys don't know how to instill loyalty into their teams, but even though my Bellsprout just got Pearl Harbored by a Croconaw, it's never gonna give me up. It's never gonna let me down. It's never gonna run around and desert me. So what I gotta do now is run all over the place to get that Farfetch, all while meeting really easy random encounters. I mean, a level 6 Paris? I just beat the second gym. When I beat the second gym, oh man, not another freaking phone call. Oh, and she forgets what she's going to say. Then why the hell did you bother me? Ugh. I hate that phone system so much. Too bad it's the only way you can get rematches in this game. But as I was about to say, in red, blue, and yellow, when you get past the second gym, there are no more random battles in the single digits. A level 5 Weedle, come on! Have them be level 8, 9, 10, something, anything but 5! Well, that's gonna be the end for today. Next time I'm going to run all over the place to get that damn bird.